My name is Payal and I am a makeup artist based out of the Philadelphia area. I started doing makeup as far as probably like 5-6 years ago, before social media kind of even really existed. And so I think at the time it was so nerve-wracking because there were all types of people that were like joining Facebook and Instagram and like starting their careers, but there wasn't many South Asians. And I think the biggest part of that was dealing with, I think brown people are lovely, but they're also very gossipy. Every culture I'm sure can have that similar opinion. But I think I put a lot of pressure on myself at the time because I was like, oh my God, all these like Indian girls are going to talk about me and they're going to think like, who is this girl? Who does she think she is? She's posting all these selfies. She's so obsessed with herself. And I think that that wasn't really what I was trying to put out there. I was trying to put out there like, this is the only canvas I have to work with. So I'm going to put makeup on it and I'm going to show the world what my talents are. And that's all I could do at the time. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to do wing liner using 4 different types of eyeliner products. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing this IFA Awards inspired look. If you want to learn how to do this look, then keep watching. I was such a perfectionist to the point where I was holding myself back on, putting content out there because I was like, it has to be perfect because so many people are going to criticize me if I don't get this right. And I think that was the biggest thing that made me nervous. I had to learn how to use a camera, how to, make sure that my footage was properly filmed. I think that was like the hardest part. Within the South Asian community, I think it was very nerve-wracking at the time to put myself out there as a makeup artist, and to somehow figure out how I was going to deal with social pressure. And figure out how I was going to deal with, how to overcome dealing with Indian women talking about me, or even Indian men, or even my family. And so I think that I had to quickly realize that they're just people. Like, people are not going to hold me back from what I want to do. Words are not going to hold me back from what I want to do. So whether they're South Asian or whether they're a different culture, anything, I was like, this is my passion. This is my baby. This is my project. And I'm not going to let anything get in the way. And that's just what it was. As a woman, as a businesswoman, I'd say I didn't ever differentiate myself from male entrepreneurs. I was like, I'm a business person. I'm not like I don't consider myself, I didn't think I was anything different than male entrepreneurs. And so I didn't really feel, I didn't have any sort of insecurities around that. I think more than anything, it was just simply putting myself out there that was the hardest thing. So when I was in college, I was still picking up gigs here and there. I was 22 when I first started, or 21 or 22 when I first started some of my own gigs. And fortunately for me, it was on the weekends, but that's not to say that what it is that you love to do, you can't do on off time, because you're not studying 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? You still have a couple of hours left in the day. And that was something that I really lived off of, this mentality that there's 24 hours in the day, I have to make the best of it. So on the weekends, I'm, working, and, Monday through Friday, I was in classes and I was studying. But even after that, when I was working full time, I was still making time for clients to get trials done. And I was working out of my home, like I had clients coming to my house where my mom was living. And so it's just a matter of making time for what you love to do. And truthfully, if you're so passionate about something, it becomes your therapy, and you turn your brain off from everything else, and then you start doing something, and literally you don't even realize that you're in you're kind of like in this space where you're doing something you love to do, and everything in the world just kind of shuts off. So always make time for it, and you'll know, like, is this something that's worth pursuing, or if it's not. I initially did the whole go to college, got my degree in public health, was working in pharmaceuticals for a little bit, and fortunately, but unfortunately, I got laid off, which had put me in a position of pursuing my career as a makeup artist full time. So I didn't know that I was going to be a makeup artist one day. I didn't know that I was going to turn it into a business. But I'm so thankful that everything kind of happened the way it did, because I do get to follow my dreams, and I do get to be the person that I am as a makeup artist, and I absolutely love it. So no, I never thought that I would actually be here in this position. But yeah, this is where I am, and this is where I'm gonna go. I sat in the back of the class. I never raised my hand. I hated studying, and I think that because I started my business and I felt so good about what I was doing, I quickly realized that it was just that I wasn't figuring out what was making me happy. And I found my happiness, and therefore it changed my personality and completely changed who I was as a person. Like, just, it grew my confidence. It grew, everything just started to click. And it also just made me a more positive person all around. So finding what you love to do is not just like cool, like I now I'm in the career path that I want to be in. It literally changes your personality as a whole. And it really gives you so much confidence to put yourself out there in so many different ways. Like it was almost like therapeutic, and that's just simply what it is. Like, my art it has now become my therapy and my happiness and my peace. I think my mom always kind of knew that school wasn't really my thing. But I don't think she ever would have thought that I would be able to successfully run a business either. And that's not to say, it's not really based off of anything other than parents having this doubt of, what do you mean you're going to run your own business? You should go to school, get an education, and, be a doctor or be a nurse, or just anything where you have a 4-year degree and, you have a job afterwards. I guess their reaction to me being a makeup artist was simply, are you sure this is something that you want to do? Are you sure you're going to have enough clients? Are you sure that this is going to hold you over? Are you going to be able to pay your bills? So on, like, just typical Indian Desi parent reactions. Once I had kind of shown the public, or told the public, that I was going to be going full time, is when I started to get more and more clients coming in. And so I think because I was starting to get a larger amount of clients, I think my family kind of started trusting me more. But initially their reaction was, maybe you should still look for a job. And I kind of was adamant about saying to them, no, I think this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do. We have opportunities, we have options. And I think that trying to convince your parents of that it's always going to be a struggle, whether it comes to education, whether it comes to marriage, whether it comes to just really any big life decision that our parents think we're going to follow some other path with, right? So I think my biggest piece of advice is making sure that you're confident in the decisions that you're making, and just really thoroughly thinking through, is this a good decision for me? Am I going to be financially stable with it? Am I going to work 10 times harder with something like this? Am I going to be able to maintain it? And so I think, yes, the conversations that you have with traditional Indian parents, or just traditional parents in general who have experienced a different upbringing, it's always going to be a struggle, but you have to stick to your ground. If it's really what you're passionate about and it's really what you believe in, you're going to keep at it. And we're always looking for our parents' blessings, but our parents' blessings are not the end all be all to life. Like, it is always a great thing to have. However, with certain life decisions that I wanted to make, I didn't get my mom's blessing, but I'm okay with that, because I've had to come to terms with saying to myself, I'm gonna be okay with it, and I'm an adult now, and I have to make my own decisions. Yeah, you gotta like hold your ground, and just and keep doing what you're doing, because there's a lot of people that are gonna ask you that question. Like, I'm not really sure what you do, and it doesn't really make sense to me, and it's not really. I don't want to give you credit for it, because it doesn't make sense in my world. Well, guess what? We live in a world where social media literally runs businesses. It runs my business. So if there are any girls out there who are dealing with family pressures, and people are telling them not to pursue being a makeup artist and to focus on school, you can do both. And you will work hard to do both if you're passionate about both. And then you'll then come to a point where you realize, I'm more passionate about being a makeup artist than I am being a lawyer or a doctor or a pharmacist, or just anything, that our parents want us to be. And you will work 10 times harder to pursue being a makeup artist and starting your own business, because it's just going to come so natural to you because you're that driven and motivated to do it. And I don't think that anything should stop you. I think I can't tell you how many nights, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd watch YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, just thinking to myself, I'm going to make that video one day, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it by myself, and I'm going to, I'm going to make sure it gets done. And that drive had literally is what started my career. And so I think if there's anybody out there who wants to be a makeup artist, don't ever let anything stop you, because you have one life to live, and you have to take advantage of your creativity and your ability to be a makeup artist. So I think aside from that piece, I think the biggest thing is people will talk, but you should use that energy to, you should channel that energy into your like your business or your art. And so I think overall it's just, don't let anything stop you. Keep it going, because your passion and your art is your world, and it really is like a beautiful thing.